If this barrier, people aren't used to English yet. Portuguese has a huge, strong market that only speaks Portuguese. So sometimes we don't get access to projects from outside the world, and people that are out there also don't get to see most of our projects.
Yes, definitely. And I do agree that the Brazilian community, the Portuguese community, anyway, the Portuguese speaking community needs to definitely stand out of the crowd and show to the world that, that we can do business in English, in Portuguese, in any other language, and show to the world that it is not just English speaking countries that can innovate. Any other nationality, any other language can innovate in all aspects, whether it is in green energy, solar panels, cryptocurrencies, and so on and so forth. So I think we can definitely start with the AMA. We will definitely let the rest of the members join us slowly and gently. This is how it always happens with usual AMAs. We always have to encounter some people arriving a little bit late, but that's okay. I'm sure they will definitely not miss too much, especially the essentials about the Kvoltz project. So Anderson and João, I will definitely let you guys start with your presentation. And basically, my overall question is, what is Kvoltz and what is exactly the objective of your project, and particularly with the Kvoltz cryptocurrency token?
Well, first of all, I'd like to say that,
Very
as I
much.
told you guys, it's a pleasure to be here. I'll pass it for you, João. I just want to say that
Okay.
this is also going to be on our YouTube channel, so if you are seeing us on YouTube, please let your like and subscribe because we are going to have a lot of these AMAs coming in. That's it. I'll pass this question to João.
Thank you very much, you guys, and Daniela and Reaper for having us. Uh, it's a pleasure for us.
Thank
I
you
hope
for
I can. Sorry. Well,
thank you for being actually. Sorry, I cut you.
okay. I hope I can summarize and be objective. Well, we were a group of friends that were investing in crypto assets for the past years, and we were also building solar plants in Brazil, and we faced a lot of difficulties in building solar plants. One of the main difficulties was that we were having problems. We saw that people that want to enter businesses and all ordinary people that want to start a business in Brazil to produce solar energy would face a problem of credit constraint because we have money very, very costly in Brazil. It's really, in Brazil, if you want to get a loan to invest and build a solar plant, you will either face a high interest rate or a huge bureaucracy and wait in line for a long time. That's one problem. And because of that, Kvoltz was born to use a uncomplicated and cheap source of money from crypto investors, and not only build its own solar plants, but also to help other people build their solar plants by financing them. So this is the main objective of Kvoltz, if we wanted to just summarize it. And after that, when we were developing the business, we understood that there are lots of other problems that we could address and come up with creative solutions for it. It's very in the whole world. The energy sector is passing through a changing in paradigm. It's changing from a centralized paradigm to a decentralized one. It's happening in the whole world. But there are huge companies that has invested in the sector a lot of money, and they have invested for the past 30 years And in this centralized paradigm, these companies that run the energy sector, they are huge companies, and they are slow companies. They are inefficient, mainly in countries like Brazil. And what is worst about that is that they prevent small businesses to enter the solar sector, this solar production, the solar energy production sector. So
And
it
also,
prevents. Yes, please.
also, guys, just for you guys to get the big picture of how it works here in Brazil, we have 26 states, and as João was just told in you, we can't really choose from where we want to buy energy. The only one allowed to sell this energy is the government, and we have to accept which rules they want to. And in each of these countries, these companies they have so much power that they can read the law and put in the way that work better for them in each of these states here. So what we are offering here is not only the opportunity of green energy that is for itself a great thing, but also the possibility for people to choose where they want to buy energy from, because that's not possible here, and that's what all the problem that João was talking about. That these companies were in the charge of it for 30 years, and it's kind of ending now. They have only 5 years remaining, so we don't really know how things are going to be, but we are entering in a moment here in the Brazilian market that is crucial for the future of energy distribution in our country. And we are just and simply offering a solution, a green energy solution that is also cheaper.
That definitely sounds amazing. And we can definitely see that you guys have found, the essential problems, the essential barriers and inefficiencies, just like your presentation is stating. And of course, like in a country like Brazil, where the market is huge and definitely a lot of opportunities can be found, I'm pretty sure that this is something extremely feasible to be done. But of course, we also need to make sure that we do also have some kind of a support from the government. We also need to make sure that that we're dealing with legislations that are not so tough when it comes to energy or clean energy or whatever. But yeah, there are definitely a lot of barriers and inefficiencies, but I'm sure that you guys have found those pain points that, where the innovation that you guys are proposing will definitely be a response to that, isn't it?
Yeah, this second problem, the second issue that we are talking about, and we have addressed it by coming up with a connectivity platform that could connect producers to consumers in a easy way, in an easy manner. That problem is related to this regulatory problem that we have in Brazil. The energy sector is, for sure, in Brazil, is not a competitive one. And if you want to, because only huge corporations can enter the business. That's why it is costly also, and it's inefficient. And it happens in some degree in most parts of the world. That happens the same way. And we believe that photovoltaic solar plants, in this change of paradigm, because as I was telling you, the paradigm is changing for a decentralized production in the energy sector. So we are also focusing on the distributed energy generation, which is a change that is happening in the energy sector in the whole world, because the new technologies are moving the production closer to the consumers. And photovoltaic panels, they are a way of making that the consumer will produce its own energy. So it's a kind of a revolution that is happening for the past 10 years, just 10 years that it's happening. So, and it's increasing currently. And we believe that if we can provide the producers of solar energy with a platform that could connect them easily to the consumers, avoiding them to have huge effort of searching for their clients, for their consumers, the platform will meet their necessity. The same way as, for example, an Uber platform does with the people that want to that has a car and that have a car and want to sell transportation service to someone else. And also that platform will connect to the person that has a car and that person that wants a transport at that moment. And it's the same. We are doing the same thing, but we are doing that with the producers of solar energy, with the producers of electricity, with using photovoltaic solar plants, and the consumers of electricity. So if the consumers could join that platform, they could choose. Eventually, they could choose which kind of energy they want to consume, because in the traditional paradigm, consumers cannot choose anything. They have to, for example, in Brazil, we have hydroelectric. Hydroelectric source of energy is the most common in Brazil. But when we don't have rain that is enough to produce that energy, we have to turn on the thermoelectric plants, which is a costly and a polluting source of energy. And consumers cannot do anything about that. They cannot say to the companies that run the energy sector in Brazil that they don't want that kind of energy. But if you have a platform that could do that if the consumer just by making a registration in the platform, they start consuming the energy that is produced by the solar plants. So you can increase the choice of the consumer, and also you will allow the people to effectively consume clean energy, green energy. And also you can, with that platform, you can help the producers to deal with the companies that run the electric sector. There are bureaucratic companies. It's in Brazil, for example, you wait in line for a license to connect your solar plant to the electric grid. You wait almost 6 months. So it's prohibitive for a small business. And then we decided that if you could do that platform, if you could do that connection between producers and consumers, we could address this sort of problems that we were talking about. So that's the reason why Kvoltz was born, and we brought this kind of business. We think that it's a global business, and we are going to start that in Brazil. Actually, we have already built our first solar plant. It is in the northeast of Brazil, and we have also start the first consortium of between producers and consumers to start to allocate the credits of energy from the producers to the consumers. So I think just I wanted to end right now. I wanted to pass it to Anderson. Anderson, do you want to add something with that? Because maybe it's enough.
Yeah, I would just like to add something, but I would like to hear Daniela first. But just for you guys to get it, here in Brazil, we have energy credits, and that's what I'm going to talk about, and that's where we join in. As I told you, you can't really choose where you want to buy energy from. You can only buy from the government, and you can only sell also if you are a big company, a huge energy solar power plant that produce more than 5 kilowatt. I don't remember exactly how much it is in English, but it's a lot. So it's not really possible for you to use your energy credits. They will expire in 5 years, and you can't transfer them. You can't sell them if you don't produce a huge amount of it. So people that are making an excess of energy credits here in Brazil, they can't sell them. They don't have any use for them, and they will eventually lose these energy credits. And that's also where what I'm going to talk later. I just want to hear Daniela first, but that's it.
Well, to be really honest, I was really impressive with what João was saying before. And of course, I was already expecting that that these were the issues that you guys had to face, but at the same time, the innovation that you are proposing, it's something totally, I cannot explain. It's something totally different. I have never seen something like this, to be really honest, especially from such a huge country with so much potential and one of the biggest economies in the world, which is Brazil. And now, actually, I would like to know, I'm sure the audience is also curious about it. I would like to know more about, about the credit part of Kvoltz, and of course, and also the most interesting part, which is the Kvoltz token. How we can deal with it, what are the tokenomics, anyway, everything about the Kvoltz credit part and the token itself, if you don't mind to explain that.
Okay, sure. So just to be clear with the first part, as the credit works here in Brazil, you can't actually sell them. You have to have a huge power plant with huge energy panels. And what we are actually trying to do, and it's totally possible with what we are making along with the cryptocurrency world, is as Bitcoin started, it was decentralized. People would maintain Bitcoin by mining now around the world. Today is not like that anymore. It's not really affordable to mine Bitcoin, but it started like this, and that's exactly what we are doing here. We are decentralizing energy, making possible that these people that have the excess energy credits that they produce from their small or medium power plant by using our consortium and our app, I will show more about it later, they'll be able to sell them. And that's the biggest problem that we have here. That's why we can't have other source of energy, because people produce this energy and they can't sell or transfer to anyone.
I just want to add some small thing to what you have just said, Anderson, if you allow me. Uh,
Sure.
in fact, we have two tokens. So that my explanation now will make a link between the two questions that you have made, and Daniela. And we have two tokens. One is an internal token, which is it's called KWZ. It's an internal token. It's a token just to facilitate payments inside the system. So when a producer injects energy in the grid, it will receive from the company that runs the distribution in Brazil credits for it. So it receive not money in exchange, it receive credits, and as Anderson was telling us, it will expire in five years. So we have to use it, but you're not allowed to sell the credits in Brazil, because we are here in talking. There are two different categories of producing energy in Brazil. We have the free market, which is just for huge companies, big companies that produce above 5 megawatts of energy. So in that category, you are allowed to sell the credits, you are allowed to sell energy. But when you go below that level of capacity of production, you go to what we call a distributed generation. And the distributed generation is just for small and medium-sized businesses. So if you go to a distributed generation, that is where you will find the most problems for the companies to develop their business. It's costly, and some of these producers that we have been in contact for the past year that have just invested some amount of money building their factories, they have trouble in allocating the credits to the consumers. So they have problems because of our regulatory system that prevents them to sell the credits. There are just a couple of ways that they can do that in a legal manner. And they are bureaucratic, they are problematic in terms of how fast and how effective they can sell. They could sell the credits to the consumers. So they are having trouble with that. And we thought that in our business, we could, instead of settling a payment in money, in fiat money, which is forbidden in Brazil, in that category of distributed generation, we came up with the idea of settling the payments in crypto. So we have this KWZ token, which is a way of facilitating the payments inside the system. So when the company that runs the electric sector, they give back credits of energy to the consortium of producers and consumers, we allocate these credits to the consumers that we have just had our effort, a commercial effort to reach them and to bring it to the consortium. So the platform, the app, the company will have this effort. The producers will not need to do that. They just need to connect to the system, connect to the platform, and start producing, injecting energy in the grid. And we allocate that. We allocate the credits to the consumers. We search for the consumer, reach them for the producers, and we give as a reward to the producer energy that he's being giving to the system, an amount of KWZ token that is equivalent to for each kilowatt hour that the solar plant produces and injects in the system, we will mint 1 KWZ token. So there is a relation of 141 of KWZ token to the energy unit. And also the consumers, they will pay to the system their bill. They will not pay to the companies that run the electric sector, the distribution of the energy. They run the distribution of energy. They will not pay anymore to them because their electricity bill will come zero, because we have allocated the credits to them, and they will pay to our company. We will calculate their electricity bill. They will pay to our company, and they will receive a cashback of around 20% of the electricity bill that they have just paid. So they will receive that also in tokens, in KWZ token. So we have a system of payment inside using a token, which is an internal token. But the guy that is producing energy, he will have the interest to not only have a token that what would he do with that token? So we have to uh, uh, guarantee that he could make money with that token. So we guarantee a conversion between this KWZ token to the KVZ token, which is our second token, and it's listed. It's an external token that will be trading in an exchange. So with that token, he can sell it or keep it and make money. So this is our system of payment, which is it works with two tokens, a system of two tokens. One is internal, the other one is external. Anderson, do you want to complement the answer?
Yeah, sure. So before we get into the tokenomics, here is an important thing that you guys need to know. Everything that thinking of what everything John just told you, we have here Exxon that this is the app that is much likely a wallet and also our credit card system where you will receive this cashback. And we also are aiming to make some international partners. One question that I made for our CEO is how does people from outside Brazil be able to use this credit card? And the answer was actually a good one. We have here at Kvoltz our own brand, our own flag. So it's possible for us to make, for example, a partnership with a company that is global. For example, I gave this example in a previous chat. Imagine I here in Brazil and South America we have Mercado Livre that is the biggest company at least here. They are like Amazon, but we also have Amazon here that are one of the biggest ones and is strong in the US. So we just need to make a partnership, for example, with Amazon, and then we are global. It's possible to reach these global partnerships by reaching the Brazil part of it because these the partners we are looking at they are huge partners. It's not Amazon, perhaps it will be, but we have these partners in mind that for sure is something that will be uh, a lot interesting, even maybe more interesting than selling KVZ because we'll be able to buy things that will be part of your daily basis. In Amazon, in the US, for example, people you can buy everything from there, not only store things. You can buy food, every kind of thing. So that's an interesting point that we are also working with, and is the future of the project. But getting into our tokenomics here, we have our certifications by Solid Proof, and you guys can also check here at on our website. We have the certification here. So everything that I'm going to show here for you guys, it's going to happen exactly as it is. We can't change anything about the vesting or the tokens itself. So it's a good thing for you guys. You don't have to trust us. You can trust our smart contract. So basically, here we have our token. We have 100 million supply. We already have our contract. We are on Binance Smart Chain. We even had an EMA on Binance uh, last these days. I don't remember exactly when. But for now, we had our seed sale, and the price is 0.005 cents of dollar. And now we are actually on our private. It's going on our website, and it's for 0.06 cents of dollar. And we are going to have our fair launch that will start at 0.08 cents of dollar. And as it's a fair launch, it can go actually a lot higher. We don't know yet how big this can get, but I can assure you guys that we have some great partners. For example, for our seed sale, we are on BSC pad, and that's why I had this opportunity to get on Binance. And they already bought a huge amount of our seed sale tokens. And for our private, we also have a partner that I won't reveal the name yet, but they are buying, or as we are saying, we are finishing the detail for them to buy or 5 million, that is half of our private sale, and the other 5 million I'm going to show for you guys, it is on our website right now. But just for you guys to get how everything works here, about our tokenomics, we have here 29% for exchange and liquid pool, 80% for our seed sale that is going to happen on BSC pad, and also it was going on our website. And we have 10% for our private sale, that 5 millions are on our website for sale, and 5 millions are going to be for this partner. We have 4% for our fair launch. We have 1% for airdrop and 3% for our advisors, 10% for the team, 20% for the ecosystem fund, 5% for marketing, and 10% on strategy reserves. And all of these things, we had a vesting system that was even João. He is mestrado. I don't know how to say in English. He is a master in
Yeah, he has a
economics.
master's degree. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, but we also have the help of other economy, I believe, that work with Jackson, and we also are going to talk about the team later. But we have a really nice team, and we have our vesting system that was made before everything that works along with the project that won't harm our ecosystem. So for our seed sale, this TGE you guys can see as launch. We have 5% relieved for our launch. So for someone that buys on our seed sale, they will only have 5% at the launch. Then they will have a 3 month cliff where they receive nothing, and after that monthly they receive 9.5% monthly. And that goes for pretty much everything here. For our private, for example, they will receive a little bit more, 7.5%. You have a 2 month cliff only, and you also receive 9.25% monthly. For a fair launch, we don't have a vest in our cliff system because it's a fair launch. Wouldn't make a lot of sense. For our airdrop here, it will be relieved 5%. We have a 3 month cliff, and then it's relieved 9.5% monthly. For advisors, almost the same thing, just 4 months cliff. For the team, a 3 month cliff, and then 9.5% monthly. And these are pretty much the same. The ones that get different are these ones here. That is our ecosystem fund that we won't release anything at the launch, only 6 months later. And for our marketing, also nothing at the launch. And our strategic reserve, we won't be released 1 year later also. And our exchange and liquid pool, we have 4% release on launch, and we have a strategic release. And that guy is an important thing because, for example, we are receiving a lot of offers, and we are also going to reach, for example, some centralized markets that have their own liquid pool. And just for you guys to understand better, we are going to have on our circulant supply only the fair launch and the vesting that will be 4,775,000,000 tokens on the circulant supply on PancakeSwap. So for other exchange, they have to have their own liquidity, and we have to maintain the token in the same price everywhere. So that's why we have this strategic release, and it's an important thing for us not to be so we I forgot the word, but it's like so tight. We need the possibility to make some changes when needed because everything that is you guys see here, as I told you, we can't change. So if we need tokens, for example, for to make something tomorrow, we don't have these tokens. It will only be released when the vested system allow us to receive them. That's why we have this strategic release because we can't change any other thing, and that's an important thing that may happen in crypto projects. Even you guys, I don't know if you guys know about handling a crypto project in the background, but these kind of things happen, opportunities show up. I believe in every project you have, and you have to at least have the possibility of making this business. In the first 48 hours, we have a higher fees, and that's a thing I also asked a lot, João, because I'm from Web3 market. I'm from crypto world, I would say, and they are more from the Web2 conventional world. And I couldn't understand why everything worked as it works until I really see everything as we showed for you guys here. This is a project to hold. I never told anyone to hold any project in my life because I worked with. I came from NFT game market. I always told people, play the game. You have to buy, you have to sell. You can't really let your money there and it will work for you. I never believed in that. But this project here, it only makes sense if you can truly see what we can offer in some years. That is a unique thing. a unique opportunity. We are offering here the possibility for you guys to get actually not a coin, but maybe the most valuable thing we will have today and in the future, that is energy. And also clean energy, because you know that there are other sources of energy out there that are limited and they are going to eventually end. So you guys are actually buying energy when you buy your token. That's a crazy thing to say, but it's kind of true. So at the first 48 hours we have higher taxes, and after that we will have a 2% buying fee and 3% selling fee will be set. As you guys can see here, we have 1% burn for holders, 2% for liquid pool, 29% for the team, 10% for the ecosystem fund, 20% for marketing, 10% for our strategic reserve, 10%, our ESG fund, 8%, and for devs, 10%. And another thing that I'd like to say before I finish is about our ESG fund. That is a thing very unique in Kvoltz. We are not making a project here to only gain from it. Of course, we all here are working and we want money and we are making this project so you guys can also profit from it. I would never make a project that I'll never work in a project that you guys can't really see why it works, why things are made this way. Why would I invest in this? So um, an important thing is that, oh sorry guys, I lost myself for a sound here. But as I'm saying, this project here is a thing that you guys need to see the big picture, because when you look at it, you can actually see how everything works. And our ESG fund, that was I was talking about, we have some partners that are not only related to our profits, but also to help people, to help the environment, to help the world, I would say. And one of these are Médicos Sem Fronteiras. That is a program that works here in Brazil, bringing medics from other countries that they don't have opportunities in their countries. And here in Brazil, we have a lot of opportunities into these deep country cities here from Brazil, and they are able to work there, receive a good money from it, and it's good for both countries. Everyone gets a great thing from it. And we also have them as our partners, and that's a huge thing for us as well. Now I'll pass it for João if you want to say something, but also for Daniela.
Exactly. Thank you, Anderson. I totally agree with you. It's a project that we were very concerned since the beginning about transparency. So if we have lots of things we would have lots of things to show you this AMA, but it's we have to summarize them. But you can also find most of those things in our website. If you want to go to our website, they are explained there. Everything is open. Transparency is one of our core values, and what I'm really proud of our crew members is that they are all they all share our core values. Anyone that join us in our team, it's a person that shares these values with us. Anderson was the last one that joined us in our core team. And he understood that since the beginning, that transparency is our core, is one of our main values that we have to share. Since the beginning, it was a thing that we are always in our community emphasizing this type of things. We have a Telegram community, which is also a place that anyone can check it out and ask anything. There are lots of friends there and investors there, and also people that are running the community that can answer all the questions. They are capable to do that. So if you wanted to know more about the project, you have lots of information on the website and the Telegram, also in our Discord, and you can go to our Instagram also. So I just want to add that thing. Now that Anderson is showing us the core team, We have our CEO, Kleber Selhut. I would like to introduce them. Daniela, if you allow me. We'll do that quickly. I know that we have our time is short, so I'll try to do that quickly.
Don't worry. Actually, no pressure. Just you are more than free to go with the flow. So that's more than fine. So please go on.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So our CEO, Kleber Selhut, he has 16 years of experience in the banking sector. So he's the guy that has the mind in our payment systems, in our IT systems, in the clearance systems. So he's the guy. He's the one of the co-founders, person that runs the everyday business. So he's day by day doing the business, and I'm also a co-founder, and we split the function of CEO. It's kind of an unusual way of running a business, but it's the way that we have. We were born in this like with this pattern, with this characteristic. So I think we do that very well. I am an electronic engineer. I also have a master's degree, as Anderson was telling us. I have a master's degree in law and in economics, and I worked in the financial market for several years. And since 2018, I am investing seriously in crypto with my friends. With also Kleber is doing that. We have our director of marketing, Sandoval Martins. He has graduation in law, and he is also a specialist in advertising and marketing. He coordinates all the Kvoltz marketing processes with Jackson Massal, Jackson Massal is our director of crypto intelligence, crypto strategies.
João, I would like to invite you to turn your camera on. I was trying here, had some problems, but you guys can see here.
We can definitely see you.
It's a great thing to see us. Actually, we are people, real people. Mm-hmm. We are all docs.
Yes. Okay.
And definitely having a docs team that's that definitely inspires a lot of trust from investors. I am also docs myself, even though the past half a year, more or less, I haven't been necessarily doxing myself, but my community members that know me really well, they know that you can find pictures of me in some posts of my channel, on my Twitter account, and so on. So no secrets. Just, of course, the only thing I will not reveal is my address, but as for the rest, it's okay.
Okay. Sounds fair.
Actually, I have to be honest with you guys. I genuinely love your website. The first thing that I did when doing my research about Kvoltz was going to the website. I'm also a business executive for 11 years, and I love websites. To me, the websites are immediately the first thing that shows how well reputable a company or a project is. And to be fair, your website is fantastic. And my first impression when I saw the website was immediately that you guys, your website looks like a website typical from a stock market company. This was immediately what I felt when I saw the website. And I could definitely see that how professional you guys are, how transparent you are. Everything's doxed, nothing is hiding. And you guys are not just doing cryptocurrency, but you are also dealing directly with, solar panels, green energy projects. You also stated about the consortium. I know consortium projects really well because here in Europe, we also have a lot of projects in the green energy field where not just one company is involved, but a whole consortium of different companies, institutions, universities, and so on involved in working together and doing their very best to make sure that after a couple of years, once the project is ended, they can definitely deliver the solutions, the proper solutions to make sure that, that green energy is definitely met, totally away from any kinds of highly polluted energy from a couple of years or decades ago. And yeah, and as I said, the website is amazing. It really shows everything you guys are. So as my first impression, congratulations to you guys. I don't know if you, João and Anderson, have something more important to add, because I think that if not now, then a little bit later, it would definitely be amazing to hear some questions from the community, because I'm sure that if maybe some members, if not all of them, would be interested in asking a couple of questions. So if you have something else to add, please go on, and then we will definitely move to the questions a little bit later.
Thank you very much it's a huge compliment that you have made. We just have to thank you for that. Also for the opportunity to be here, for having us here, so gentle and so good audience that you have, and we are really glad to be here. Thank you very much again. I just want to say that to conclude, right now in the whole world there are lots of businesses and entrepreneurs that are thinking on how to solve the many issues in the so important sector for world economy, which is the green energy sector. And we have been doing that for the past years. That's our mission. Our mission is to bring crypto investors and crypto technology, Web 3.0 technology, to help solve these issues in the green energy sector. That is our mission, and we think that we strongly believe that we are capable of doing that. We have a team that is an excellent team, motivated, with the skills necessary to do that. We have already accomplished a lot of steps in this way to accomplish this mission. Such as the first solar plant. We have also started our very efficient tokenomics, a very efficient design for our tokens. I have to thank all the team for that, and I would invite anyone that is from the audience and anyone that is now here at our AMA. If you want to visit us in Brazil, we will be glad to receive you, to entertain you. We have our headquarters in the north of Brazil, in a city called João Pessoa. Most of our staff is located there. And we also have our solar plant, closer to 100 kilometers from there. So if you wanted to come and visit us, you're welcome. Also go to our website. You have all the information there. And again, thank you very much.
Thanks to you guys. Well, I definitely would love to go to Brazil, because even though I'm a Portuguese speaker like you guys, unfortunately, I have never been to Brazil, but I'm happy to have a lot of Brazilian friends that live here in Portugal. And of course, not talking about Brazilian food, which is amazing and delicious, especially your dessert, the brigadeiro, the little chocolate ball or whatever you call it in English. I love it so much. Yeah, I definitely would be delighted to go to Brazil, and maybe my co-host Reaper would also love to go there. I know that Reaper, he's more into the Caribbean islands. He knows pretty well about the Caribbeans, but I'm sure he's definitely interested in Brazil too, isn't it, Reaper?
Yeah, I would like it. I would like it, actually. I think that would be great. Yeah, just to say, I saw the website too, and I'm really, really surprised by the quality of it. But I have one question. Like, let's say I want to buy. So I want to participate to this private sale, and right now, the only way to do it is to link the wallet to your website, right? So that's normal. Is it a choice by yourself, or do you plan to put any other options in the near future, before the still launch, or will it be like this for now?
Well, that's a interesting question, and we'll have, as I told you, another partner backing us up on our private sale. As for our seed, we are on BSC Pad, and we are finishing the details with them, and you guys are going to be able to buy directly from their platform, which is a great one, very well known out there. And also another thing that we're going to change here is the Pix option for our Brazilian community, but for outside the world, for now, it's only possible to buy crypto.
Okay, yeah. Thank you, man. Thank you very much. And thank you again for being here. I really appreciate it. Unfortunately, I have to pop off in another VC right now, but really thank you again. And I think that's a great project. I will definitely look it closer and closer month by month because I want to see how it goes. So, yeah, congratulations on everything so far. It's look good.
Before you go, Reaper, I'd just like to show you here and also for your community a special page from our NFTs that isn't on our website yet, but we will have these NFTs and a lot of partners backing us up
Oh,
also on our NFTs.
okay, good. I love NFTs, bro.
This is
But
what
yeah,
I
see
was
you,
going to
man.
say. Oh, show some NFTs to Reaper because he's going to be focused on them.
Oh, I didn't know about that. I just showed you to. I don't know why. I just want to show you before you leave. But it's nice to know that you like, and we for sure are going to have some unique NFTs here.
All right, man. Looking good so far. Looking very good. I will check it. I will definitely check it.
Okay, so Reaper, feel free to go. Don't worry, I will definitely cover the rest of the AMA with the team and the audience, and I will definitely inform you in a couple of in 1 or 2 hours about the rest of the outcomes of the AMA. So don't you worry, I'll definitely have your back now.
Yeah, sure. Thank you again, and thank you guys. See you later, guys.
See you later. All right, so I'm actually curious now to know if somebody from the audience has any questions, any specific questions, or any comments about the project. Feel free, don't be shy. Of course, if you're able to ask questions, please do it. I know we have a lot of Portuguese speakers here. We do have some French people. We do have people from India as well. We do have people from the US. But please, if somebody wants to ask questions, please click. Raise your hand. There's a button that says on Telegram, raise your hand. And I can definitely unmute you. And you are more than free to ask the question that you have towards the team. Let's see if somebody wants to ask questions, if somebody's not shy. And I can say em português, se alguém tem alguma pergunta para fazer à equipa da Kvoltz, por favor, não hesitem em clicar no botão. Há um botãozinho azul que mostra que vocês podem levantar a mão e, pronto, e carregando nesse botão, eu posso simplesmente dar-vos o poder de dirigir a palavra à equipa. So if somebody wants to ask questions, feel free, and I'll unmute you. If not, then I assume that the project is clean and clear to everybody. But anyway, I'll give a couple of seconds to see if somebody wants to ask questions. Okay, it seems like the project is clean and clear too. Oh no, okay, Dematos, yeah.
And also, Smart has his hand up there, one of the left ones there.
Okay, so Dematos, I unmuted you, so you can feel free to ask your question.
Well, hello everyone. First, congratulations on creating this project. I like to see some new stuff and backed by real people and docs, and you check all of that. But I have a question about the taxes, the fees, in the project. You said in the first 48 hours, there will be, there will be 2 tokens, right? One which will be bought by us investors, and the other one will track the energy credits, if I recall correctly. And I'm asking about this one that we as investors will be able to buy. In the first 48 hours, you said it will be 5%. Oh, right, you're showing the presentation. 5% buying and 25% selling. And after it 48 hours, 2% buying and 3% selling. And will this be fixed? I mean, this distribution, or are you subject to change for this detailed 1% burn, 2% holders, liquidity?
Oh yeah, that's
Because
a great question. Even a question
because
that I made for the team myself. But you can.
just to complement the finalize the question, because as I've seen the contract, only the buy and sell fees are available, right? Usually we see in contracts that these fees are very well defined. Where is it going to, etc. I don't know if I'm being very clear, because all I see in the contract is the buy, the total buy, and the total sell fee. But the contract seems to not separate these automatically. So are you going to change this? How will we be transparent about this with the current available contract in the website?
Well, actually, as I told you, I'm not. First of all, I'm not an expert in smart contract, but as I got it, and I even asked this question for the team about the fees. You can see here this is exactly how the fees work. And in the first 48 hours, we won't have any change in these fees. I asked them if we were going to burn a higher amount or something like that in the first 48 hours, but this won't happen. And I knew that was something that you guys may found strange, at least for us on Web3, but that's because of how the ecosystem works itself. When you look at Kvoltz, as that's something I told you guys, is the only project that I really tell you guys to hold, because we have our mechanisms and our rebuy system. That is something that I didn't explain for you guys. We have here, for example, our bonus system that everything produced by Kvoltz power plants, 2% of it is going to be used to rebuy KVZ tokens, and also it works very well along with the thing that when someone has KWZ, the producer he has KWZ, he wants to convert to KVZ. The ratio to convert this is it isn't actually one by one. We are going to be able to kind of control this rate conversion in the way that it won't harm our ecosystem, but instead of harming it, it will help us. Because every time someone tries to convert KWZ into KVZ, we get the energy, we receive energy bills from people that, for example, only want to have less energy cost monthly. They don't need to have a power plant in their house. They can actually come to us and say, hey, I want to pay less energy, I want to use green energy. It's totally possible. You can join us, and without having a power plant in your house, you are going to pay 20% less in your energy bill monthly. So we have these clients that pay us, and when people want to sell or to convert KWZ into KVZ, we go into the market and we buy with the money that we receive from these customers as well. And when you think of that, at the launch, for example, and at the beginning, 1% burn isn't that much. But when the ecosystem works along, it will be so much transactions and things going on to make the token evaluate each time more. And that's also related because it is related to our growing, our ecosystem, our physical ecosystem growing. And as we grow, the token grows also because of the bonus, and that everything working together in, for example, a year or 2 years, it will make our token really, really valuable. And that's where I told you guys that's a token for hold, and that's why we actually ain't aiming to make, for example, a launch where people will be able to trade a lot, because when we put this amount of 20% selling fees, we are actually telling traders this ain't a good place for you. I know that this will make people look at us and not want to make trades at our launch, but that's exactly what we want. So that's why I took a while to understand things, because things here, they may seem not conventional, but it's because they are planned. A lot of projects, I worked for a lot of projects. For example, I worked with as I told you guys, I came from NFT market, game NFT games. So I worked with the team that made market for Bomb Crypto and all these huge ones out there. Because I started here as a player, I came from some professional League of Legends, and I played Axie at some professional level. My friends played, for example, tournaments and all these things. We were with some esport companies from Brazil as well. Uh, so they started to look for people like me to balance the matchmaking, and I had the opportunity to work with these projects, and none of them was really as organized as Kvoltz. That's why it seems a little bit strange for us, but it's because it's really a project that will take time to be done. So the token also will grow with time. That's why we don't aim to make, like, for example, a huge pump. We don't need to do that. As the project grows, we have 100% sure that the token will also grow. We need to really focus on the physical structure and everything, also on the token, of course, but it will be reflected. I hope that this answers your question.
I want to make a complement of it. I don't know if I understood 100% of your question, Dematos. But I assure you that we won't change anything in the smart contract anymore. It's not possible. And all these fees and the destination of them, the allocation between among all these categories like holders, liquid pool, teams, they are all programmed in our smart contract, and they will be in the same percentual, like it will be 1% to burn since the beginning till the end. So it will work like this in the 48 hours, and after that, it will be the same. The only thing that will change after 48 hours is that the fee, the total fee that we will be charged for each transaction will decrease. Just the only change that will happen, and that will not change for the whole life of this token. Okay?
Yeah, that's awesome. That clarified a bit, of course. I just asked this because the project seems very, very interesting, very good. And I've already been and followed some projects in which the idea was very good. Everything was very interesting, but somehow the people who created the smart contract, I'm not saying this is the case. I'm not sure. I just spotted something, and maybe for you to bring to the team also, because I've seen very interesting projects with very much potential, but the smart contracts was not complete to do the task, the job, right? Because what I see in, I'm not saying this will be the case again, but what I see in the current smart contract is you're allocating all these total fees inside a tax wallet, and you have to do all this work of distributing for all of this stuff manually. For example, in liquidity pool, you'll have 29%, right? But yeah, usually in most smart contracts, this is done automatically by selling, and then half of these tokens you create a liquidity pool pair and add it again. But currently in your smart contract, it's not done automatically. It's all a single tax collected in a single wallet, and you have to do this manually. Not manually, I mean, it can be another smart contract or a program to do that, but this should be transparent to the investors too, right?
Yeah, I got your point, and now I got your
And
point.
you will have only tokens. The tax currently collects only tokens. I mean, after 48 hours, you will have 5% of all tokens traded on the automated market maker. I think it will be PancakeSwap, right? But 5% of all the tokens will go to that wallet. And you'll have to do manually and carefully all this process. Because imagine, for instance, that the price of the token increased a lot in the beginning and has a high demand. But to add 29% for the liquidity pool, you have to sell those 29%, and that can create an impact. I mean, I just raising this point because if done right, and by the right people, you really be careful about it. Okay, it works perfectly, but I've seen some projects which didn't took care, and a very good project didn't go well, right? That's just what I wanted to bring here for you.
Oh, thank you very much, Dematus. Now I get your question. You were saying that we didn't set the addresses and the rule for giving for sending the proceeds of the fees that we were going to collect, sending to the addresses related to the burn or the holders or liquid pool and everything else. You were saying that we didn't program that in our smart contract, right? That is your question. So you're saying that it's not a
at first sight, it seemed not to be at first sight, yes. But it can be.
No, it is. It is. It's programmed. It's programmed. If you have all these categories, they have all their addresses, and there is a rule to send the proceeds to every one of these addresses. If you I will. Well, the best thing to do to help you understand and see that in our smart contract is to get in contact with our dev team. Because me and Anderson, we are not smart contract specialists. So I cannot show you that on the contract. But if you want, and I will be glad to do that, you please contact us, stay here at the end of our presentation of AMA, and we give you our contact, and we show you, we put you in contact with our dev team. They can show you exactly where it is, but I can assure you that this rule is programmed, and all these addresses are already settled, and that won't change anymore. We cannot change it. It's just a case of showing you that no, smart contract. Okay, if you could do that favor for us, we can show you in the smart contract. But I can assure you that it's already there.
Okay, okay. I may not be available just right at the end, but I'll contact you and show, because currently, at least what I can see in the contract, it's going to a single wallet, and you have to do that manually. I mean, you can also update this address and make it a contract, which can do it automatically too, no problem. I may talk to your devs too.
As I told you, we are not. This is our area. Me and Anderson, we are taking care of the business, and we can show you there. But we have our smart contract. It is already audited by solid proof, and that was not a problem. And it's we can show you that. Just please take our contact, and we will put you in contact with our dev teams.
From this conversation, like question and answer session that we just got, I definitely see room for collaboration between the Matos and the Kvoltz team. You see, the mission of these AMAs is not just to get to know the team, is not just a matter to ask questions and getting answers, but you see, the mission of these AMAs is also to provide the possibility or the potentiality to create collaborations between the team and the audience that it's listening to them, not just myself as a host, but definitely with the audience. So, and I'm very happy that of what I listened, because to be honest, this was the very first time that I listened to something like this in all of the AMAs that I hosted. And yeah, Dematos, my suggestion for you is definitely to contact the team. You are also in Brazil. I know that, Dematos. So you are not so far from the team. You are in the same country, and I'm sure you guys will definitely have so much to collaborate, so much to talk. Well, and you never know, maybe in the nearby future, you may end up with a partnership. You never know. Everything is possible. Everything's about opportunities, possibilities, and of course, go green, because I'm a green person. I love green projects, and I'm very, very excited with the Kvoltz project. And to be really honest, guys, I'm going to invest in the private sale, because I'm pretty much, I was really convinced when I did my research, but I just wanted to wait for the AMA to really get to know the team, to listen in a little bit more, to see what would be the interaction between the audience and the team. And with this specific interaction that we just finished in having, it was really, really amazing. I learned so much with this, with the questions that were, with the technical questions that were asked by Dematos. And of course, I do really, really appreciate that. And I would like to actually ask to the rest of the audience here, if somebody wants to add another question, because I have about, let's say, 10 minutes more. So just to let us know if you have any questions, you can click on the button that shows us that you're raising your hand, and then I will unmute you. I'll wait for a couple of seconds to see if somebody wants to talk. Raise your hands if you have questions. If not, then I assume that things are pretty clear right now. No questions? Okay, then. So, well, seems like things are pretty clear. So far, so good. Well, from my side, I'm more a listener than a speaker. But to be really honest, I learned so much. But I will still learn much more about the project. I will definitely go through the social media. I'll interact with you guys on your Telegram, on your Discord. Yeah, I'm more a Discord person than a Telegram one, so I'll definitely be there. And yes, you guys can definitely count on me with the private sale, because I'm going to invest in it, not just because of the transparency of the team. Of course, the transparency of the team was basically the extra booster for me, but I knew immediately that this project is definitely meant for me personally to invest, because it's really, really, really innovative. It's not just about cryptocurrency, but it's all about green, and if you combine both of them, putting these two areas merging these two areas and making them one, then to me personally, there's nothing else more that I can fall in love with. So I'm really in love with the project. As I promised you, I will continue doing my research. Research is something that we do permanently, continuously, every day. We're always learning and so on. And I will definitely be interacting with the team on Discord, on Telegram, and so on and so forth. And of course, eventually we could maybe hold another meeting if the team is interested to talk about business or something. Or you never know, maybe my next trip to Brazil, because even though I'm a Portuguese speaker, just unfortunately, I've never been to Brazil, but I'm so desperate to go there. It's a beautiful country, so rich culturally, intellectually, in terms of nature. Like, it's so rich in all aspects, and especially in innovation. And this is something that here in Europe, unfortunately, Europe is not so knowledgeable in terms of innovation that is happening in Latin America, specifically in Brazil. But, it's also our mission to kind of educate a little bit of the ignorance that sometimes we have here in Europe about the high level innovation that is happening in Latin America, and more specifically in Brazil, because I know that it's a highly innovative country. Of course, we know that there's some political aspects or some social aspects that could be like a barrier for such kinds of projects. We all know that they exist in all countries around the world, but nevertheless, it's definitely a super innovative country. And and so I really like the project. I like the team. You guys are really killing it. I do respect that. And yeah, who knows? Maybe in my first and next trip to Brazil, you never know. We could potentially meet. But of course, before booking my flight, whenever it is, I will definitely let you guys know so that we could set up possibly a meeting face to face and get to know this beautiful country called Brazil.
Yeah, we'll be glad to receive you here, and anyone here that wants to come to Brazil, just come. It's a great country, and we would be happy and glad to receive you all and receive you, Daniela, also.
Well, thank you very much, João, Anderson, and the Kvoltz team. It was definitely an amazing AMA. Thank you so much for choosing my community to host this AMA. We are a small community, but I believe that quality is definitely superior to quantity. So thank you so much. And we will definitely keep in touch once again soon.